Today, my name is Pemo Divine. I will be bringing you health tips. But my main topic today is how to care for your brain. The brain is the most important organs in the human body. It is also called the central nervous system, which is it takes care of all the other body parts, such as our hand, our ear, our nose, our tongue. All these other body parts send signals to the brain. So it is very important we care for the brain as an organ. But how can we care for the brain? Today I will be bringing you 8 steps or things we can do to care for the brain. The first on my list here is to stop eating too much sugar or taking in too much sugar. Yes, how does sugar affect our brain? The brain is made up of cells, and this sugar will stop the brain cell from absorbing protein and other vital nutrients. So it is very vital we stop eating too much sugar or taking too much sugar. In the long run, too much sugar can also lead to diabetes. So it is very important for us to stop taking too much sugar and avoid food which are high in sugar. Second here is not getting enough sleep. When we sleep, especially in our deep cycle of sleep, the brain gets rid of toxic substance which will harm the brain. So when we get enough sleep, it makes our brain very refreshed and be very activate for its duty. So try getting enough sleep. According to a research done, the human body needs at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep each day. So it is better we get to sleep early and wake up early so that our brain will be refreshed, and this will contribute to the healthy living of our brain. The third on my list is stop playing loud music. How does music affect our brain? The brain is made up of cells which also combine to form the tissue. Playing music at a very high volume will damage those cells in our brain, making the growth of our brain to be retarded, which is undergrowth. So please, when you use your earphone, your earpiece, please low down the music so that by so doing you care for your brain and make your brain very healthy. So please turn down or low down the volume of your music anytime you are listening to the music with your earphone or earpiece. Number 4, missing breakfast. What is breakfast? Breakfast is literally known as our morning food. How does missing breakfast affect our brain? When we wake up in the morning, during the long sleep of about 7 to 8 hours, our brain needs adequate nutrients for it to stay refreshed. So, skipping breakfast will strive and starve our brain of the nutrients it deserves. Nutrients such as protein, carbohydrate, fat, oil, vitamin, all these are the nutrients needed by the brain. So if we didn't take our breakfast early or we skip breakfast, which is our morning food, it will damage our brain and it will cause our brain to shrink instead of our brain to be healthy. So please try your possible best to take your breakfast. Even if the breakfast is not much, please take your breakfast. Eat in the morning. Number 5, smoking. How does smoking affect our brain? A research showed that the substance in cigarette, which is called nicotine, affect our brain. How does it affect our brain? The nicotine substance will damage those cells which the brain is made up of. The brain is actually made up of trillions of cells, trillions of brain cells made up the brain. So by smoking cigarette, that substance in the cigarette called nicotine will in a long run cause a disease called Alzheimer's, which is very unhealthy for our health. Number 6, too much food. We just talk about missing breakfast, but another one we should avoid is eating too much food. Yes, too much food. It is good for us to eat because the body needs adequate nutrients for it to function at its peak level, but it's also bad if we eat too much food. How does too much food affect our health? Food substance contain what we know as calories. Too much calories or high cholesterol will damage cells in our brain. So please eat moderate, avoid eating too much food. If at all you have much food to eat the food at an interval of 3 to 4 hours. That is better than eating all the food, gorging all the food. And we know eating too much food that person will be called a glutton. None of us want to be called a glutton, so avoid eating too much food if you care for your brain. Number 7, sleeping by covering your head. This habit, most of us do this habit. Yes, the weather is cold. I feel cold, so we take the blanket and cover our head. Yes, we feel warm. Yes, but that is unhealthy for our heads. Why is that unhealthy? Because the brain needs adequate oxygen for it to function healthily. Covering your brain will deprive the brain of oxygen and increase the consumption of carbon dioxide, which is very bad for your brain. So please, when you sleep, do not cover your head while sleeping. You can cover up to your neck, but never cover your head. By doing so, you are depriving of your brain the important nutrient which is desired, especially oxygen, and this will increase the consumption of carbon dioxide in your brain. But we need oxygen, so please do not cover your head while sleeping. The last on my list is inadequate water. Water is good for the brain. Not taking enough water will make the brain cell shrinks and die off. As I just said, the brain is made up of trillions of cells, so it is better we drink enough water or enough fluid for the brain cells to stay alive. Instead of the brain cell to shrink, when there is enough water in the body, we find out that our brain will be healthy, because water actually make the cells refreshed and stay healthy. So please take enough water. At least in a day, you are expected to take 2 liters of water, which is about 8 glasses of water a day. So you can take water before me, after me, even during me. So please remember to drink water. So people might say, I haven't eaten, how can I take water? Yes, it is very healthy for you to drink water any time of the day, irrespective of whether you have eaten or not. Please try your possible best and drink water. Exception of water, you can also take fluid, which are juice, milk, or other fluid which will make you hydrated. Please stay hydrated and stay healthy. Dehydration is not good for the brain because it causes the brain cell to shrink. To summarize it all, for us to take care of our brain, because the brain is an healthy organ of the human body which help us to keep sensitive. So taking care of the brain will make our memory very sharp. If we do not take care of the brain, what might happen? We may lose memory, or we may easily forget things. We may not be sensitive. We may not even make right decision because the brain is not healthy. So please do these 8 things to make your brain healthy. What are the 8 things? I'll summarize them again. Number 1, do not take too much sugar. Number 2, get enough sleep. So avoid not getting enough sleep. Number 3, do not play your music at a very high volume. Number 4, avoid missing breakfast, which is morning food. Please always eat morning food because your brain needs nutrients for it to function properly. Number 5, stop smoking or do not smoke. Number 6, eating too much food is bad for your brain, so avoid eating too much food. Number 7, sleeping by covering your head. Sleep is good, but while you sleep, please do not cover your head. By so doing, you deprive your brain of the adequate oxygen which it needs. Number 8, inadequate water. Water is good for the body. In fact, the body needs at least 2 liters of water each day for it to function properly, especially the brain. The brain cell really needs water. So thank you very much. Please follow this 8 steps and care for your brain. My name is Pemu Divine. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Pemu Divine. Remember to subscribe. Thank you. We'll see you next week.